live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Hello there, a very good evening and a warm welcome to the national news telecast on Sri Lanka Rupavahini. Today is the 12th of July 2026 and bringing your top stories for tonight, I am Sonal Parnavithan.
A very good evening, I'm Dilanjali Ananda and these are the headlines for tonight. $1.2 million foreign tourists arrive in the island to date, providing an income of $1.5 million. Dengue control programs continue. Number of patients exceed 68,000. A new treatment center for kidney stone surgeries inaugurated at the Mirigama Hospital. Katharagama Asala Perahara Festival to commence next Wednesday. Final Maha Perahara on the 29th. The US returns counterattacks on Iran. England and Argentina enter the semi-finals of FIFA World Cup. Now for those and other stories in detail on your top story. According to the latest data reports of the Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority, 1.2 million foreign tourists have visited the country from the beginning of the year to date.
The revenue earned through this is $1.5 billion. Last year, 23,062,521 foreign tourists visited the country. The latest data reports indicate that 1.2 million tourists arrived from January to June this year. Accordingly, in January, 277,327 tourists. In February, 279,328 tourists. In March, 183,979 tourists. In April, 135,643 tourists. In May, 145,745 tourists. And in June, 129,551 tourists arrived in the country. Sri Lanka, being one of the world's best travel destinations, has entered the list of the top 10 countries with the highest tourist arrivals. Latest tourism data reports indicate that despite global wartime situations, arrival of tourists to Sri Lanka has contributed to the improvement of the economy.
So far, 68,075 dengue patients have been reported from the island. 12,697 patients were identified during the last month alone, and the death toll was 47. The highest number of dengue patients is reported from the Western Province. From the Colombo, Gampaha and Kalutara districts alone, 35,427 dengue patients have been reported so far. This accounts for 52.76% of the total number of dengue patients in the island. Accordingly, special dengue control programs are being implemented focusing the Western Province. Highest number of dengue patients after the Western Province are reported from the Southern Province, which is 10,512. According to the National Dengue Control Unit. It has pointed out that 175 public health inspector areas have been identified as high-risk dengue zones. A number of special dengue control programs are being implemented in Colombo district as well. Fogging and dengue control programs were conducted recently at Kaluagala town as well as Kahatapitiya and Gira Imbula areas of Hanwela MOH division. According to the district MOH office, dengue patients are receiving treatment at a number of hospitals in Nuwara district as well. Most of the dengue patients undergoing treatment in hospitals of Nuwara district are reported to have been employed in areas in and around Colombo and have arrived in Nuwara for treatment. A cleaning program was held recently in and around Dodangoda town where dengue mosquito breeding locations were removed, including houses and business places. Dodangoda Divisional Secretariat, Pradesh Sabha, police officers, members of public security committees and a large number of others joined the occasion. Another cleanliness program was held at Koswatha recently in line with the National Dengue Program. It was organized by the Battaramulla MOH office. Steps have been taken to initiate a legal action regarding several risk-prone locations. Maharagama MOH office organised a dengue control program yesterday focusing Thalawathugoda and Kalalgoda areas. Cases were filed in the Gangodavilla and Kadwala courts regarding 12 dengue mosquito larvae breeding locations. A program to clean Galle Fort area was held yesterday with the participation of the officials of Galle Fort Army Camp. University of Visual and Performing Arts, Colombo, which was kept closed for 2 weeks due to the dengue menace, will be opened tomorrow. Cleaning of the premises is continuing today as well under the Clean Sri Lanka program. Officials of the Colombo Municipal Council and Boralla MOH office as well as the Sri Lanka Army and Navy have contributed in this effort. Galle MOH office organised a dengue control program yesterday with the participation of officials from the Sri Lanka Army. 175 dengue patients have been reported from the Galle division and 35 patients were reported during the last week alone.
Taking a look at the Iran and US war situation, the US Central Command states that a third round of airstrikes is currently underway against Iran. They point out that this step was taken in response to an attack by Iranian forces on a Cyprus-flagged vessel traveling through the Strait of Hormuz. In the face of US counterstrikes, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard has taken steps to close the Strait of Hormuz, and Iran has further warned that we'll face even harsher consequences if US attacks continue. The US notes that nearly 140 military targets, including Iranian missile and drone strikes, naval fleets and communication networks were destroyed in this series of attacks. They further state that over 300 targets in Iran have been attacked in this manner over the past few days with the aim of preventing disruptions to commercial vessels. Foreign media reports mention that US forces have assisted more than 800 oil-transporting commercial vessels to safely cross the Strait of Hormuz from last May to date. Foreign media reports also indicate that US authorities have requested Iran, through mediators, to keep this internationally important sea route open and to stop attacking commercial vessels. Shortly after the US launched attacks targeting its southern regions, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard stated that it launched a powerful counter-strike. They point out that they launched attacks against a US logistics center and aircraft refueling stations located in Oman, as well as targets in Qatar. The Iranian military also states that attacks were launched targeting US air defense systems, radar systems and stations and military bases located in Bahrain, Kuwait and Jordan. Meanwhile, it is mentioned that several people were injured and extensive property damage was caused by Israeli attacks on several areas in southern Lebanon. It was also reported that Israeli military has destroyed numerous houses in several other villages in the Tyre district of southern Lebanon. The Foreign Minister of Pakistan, Ishaq Dar, and the Foreign Minister of Iran, Abbas Araghchi, have exchanged views over the telephone regarding the latest developments. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Islamabad announced this today by issuing a statement. The Pakistani Foreign Minister emphasized here that, in accordance with the Islamabad Memorandum of Understanding reached last month, the relevant parties must de-escalate tensions and act with strict restraint. Considering the current regional security situation, it is also reported that two foreign ministers reached an agreement to maintain close communication between both sides moving forward. Meanwhile, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi arrived in Muscat, Oman yesterday. Foreign media reports point out that during this visit, special attention is scheduled to be focused on the current situation around the Strait of Hormuz. More local news items coming to you after this short break.
Earn the highest.
Welcome back. Now, a new treatment center for kidney stone surgeries was inaugurated today at the Mirigama Hospital in Gampaha under the patronage of Minister Dr. Nalindra Jatissa. The objective is to provide treatment for thousands of patients suffering from kidney ailments in the country, avoiding the backlog in the waiting list is also an expectation. Currently, over 5,000 kidney patients are listed for the treatment. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa stated the government aims to prevent the backlog existing for treatments and investigations. A group including the Secretary to the Ministry of Health and Media, Specialist Dr. Anil Jasinger, attended the occasion. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa stated that they were utilizing the building through American funding to construct new operating theatres and use it as a specialized treatment centre. He mentioned that specialist doctors related to the subject were voluntarily contributing their services for that purpose. He further explained that consequently patients could be brought to the hospital according to the waiting lists.
There are only 3 days left for the commencement of the historic Ruhunu Kataragama Asala Perahara Festival. Concurrent to the occasion, several development programs were also implemented around the Kataragama sacred site. Kumana National Park entrance was opened in the morning of the 10th of this month for the devotees arriving on Padayatra for the historic Ruhunu Kataragama Asala Festival. Then onwards, 22,559 devotees have joined the Padayatra from Kumana National Park entrance until 3 p.m. today. Chief Sanganayaka of Ruhunu Magampattua and the Chief Incumbent of the Kirivehera Rajamahaviharaya, Venerable Kobavaka Damminda Thera, Basnayaka Nilame of Ruhunu Kataragama Mahadevalaya, Tilina Madhushankar, along with the others, joined an inspection tour in Zone Number 2 area of Yala today. The Rice Dansala, organised by the Kandi Sri Dalanda Malikava for the devotees arriving on the Padayatra for the historic Ruhunu Kataragama Asala Festival, continues today as well. It is being held at the Katupila Ara area in the second zone of the Yala National Park. Organised for the 14th consecutive time, the Dansala was conducted under the guidance of Pradeep Nilangathala, Devadana Nilame of the Kandi Sri Dalanda Malikava. This year's Kataragama Asala Perahara Festival is scheduled to commence on the 15th, with the final Mahaperahara set to be held on the 29th. The water cutting ritual will take place on the 30th at the Jeevamali Tota of Manikganga. The path leading down to Manikganga for the water cutting ritual had not been developed for a long time. Due to this, difficulties existed in entering the river during the ritual. As a remedy, a new entrance has been constructed under the instruction of the Basnayaka Nilame Tilina Madhushankar. A sum of 55 million rupees has been spent on it. Meanwhile, the Kumana National Park entrance was opened at 6 a.m. today for the third consecutive day. It is reported that as of yesterday, 20,238 devotees had joined the foot pilgrimage through the Kumana National Park entrance.
Sri Lanka has reaffirmed its commitment to building a modern, inclusive and effective intellectual property system at the assemblies of the member states of the World Intellectual Property Organization held in Geneva. Addressing the meeting, Sri Lanka's permanent representative to the United Nations Office and other international organizations in Switzerland, Ambassador Sumit Dasanayake, said intellectual property plays a vital role in promoting innovation, creativity, trade, technology transfer and sustainable economic development. He noted that a strong intellectual property framework also supports inventors, creators, micro, small and medium-sized enterprises, women, youth and academic institutions. The ambassador highlighted the progress achieved through the technical cooperation program between the World Intellectual Property Organization and Sri Lanka's National Intellectual Property Office. He said the digitalization and scanning of intellectual property documents was successfully completed in May this year, while Sri Lanka's national trademark collection has now been incorporated into WIPO's global brand database, increasing the international visibility of Sri Lankan trademarks.
And in your weather news for tonight, several spells of showers will occur in the Sabaragamu province and in Kandy, Nuwara, Galle and Matara districts. A few showers may occur in western and northwestern provinces. Mainly dry weather will prevail over the other areas of the island. Strong winds can be expected at times over the western slopes of the central hills, north central and northwestern provinces and in Monaragala, Hambantota, Trincomalee and Mena districts. And that concludes local news for tonight. Foreign news coming up next.
Love rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Pantamai.
And in foreign news for tonight, Typhoon Bavi has affected China's eastern Zhejiang province, forcing nearly 2 million people to evacuate to safer areas.
This is the second typhoon to hit the country within a short span of a week. It is reported that the country's National Meteorological Department has also issued the second highest warning alert regarding this. This typhoon made landfall on Saturday night with wind speeds of 144 kilometers per hour. Accordingly, hundreds of flights as well as school sessions and numerous train services have been suspended. Although the intensity of the typhoon is expected to gradually decrease as it moves northwest, the threat of floods and landslides remain due to the prevailing rainy condition and the rain clouds. Foreign media reports state that due to this weather calamity, in addition to China, 17 people have lost their lives in the Philippines, while Taiwan and Japan have also been severely affected.
Rescue and relief operations continue in Venezuela following the powerful earthquakes that struck the country last month, as the death toll has risen to 4,333. According to the National Assembly President Jorge Rodriguez, 16,740 people have been injured, while 6,462 people have been rescued from the affected areas. Authorities have also established 94 temporary camps, providing shelter to more than 18,000 people who lost their homes. A twin earthquake struck northern Venezuela on June 24th, causing extensive damage to residential buildings, hospitals, schools, roads and other public infrastructure. Entire communities were left devastated, with emergency teams continuing to search damaged buildings for survivors and assess the full extent of the destruction. Officials say more than 1,200 aftershocks have been recorded since the initial quakes, making rescue and recovery efforts more difficult and increasing concerns among residents about further seismic activity. The government, supported by emergency responders and humanitarian organizations, is continuing relief operations by providing food, medical assistance and temporary accommodation to those affected, while engineers assess the safety of damaged buildings and infrastructure.
The skies above Yogyakarta, Indonesia came alive with colorful kites as the 2026 Jogja International Kite Festival attracted participants from 17 countries. The two-day festival held at Parangkusumo Beach featured a spectacular display of traditional two-dimensional and three-dimensional kites, giant creations including a horse-drawn carriage, a smiling pink cat and an astronaut captivated visitors. Organizers said this year's festival welcomed more participating countries than ever before, adding to the scale and excitement of the annual event. Held under the theme Kite for Peace, Friendship and Unity, the festival is part of Yogyakarta 2026 tourism calendar, promoting local culture while attracting visitors from across Indonesia and around the world.
Kami mohon untuk bisa menyingkir, mencari tempat yang lebih aman. Apa penang foto dan sebagainya, Anda bisa menghindar, ya. Kita guru Citra dari slot di Magelang. Guping-guping apa ini kotor-kotorkan beratmu. Ya. Tidak 5 sekaligus, kita satu persatu tapi dalam jeda waktu yang.
And finally, on foreign news, the annual International Fireworks Festival in Da Nang, Vietnam concluded with a spectacular grand finale, drawing thousands of spectators to the banks of the Han River. Crowds gathered hours after or before the display to secure the best viewing spots, with many choosing to watch from outside the ticketed grandstands. Residents said enjoying the fireworks alongside fellow spectators has become a cherished tradition. The final competition featured dazzling performances by teams from China and Portugal. Visitors from around the world also joined the celebrations, praising the vibrant atmosphere and the warm hospitality of the local community. Portugal was crowned the champion of this year's International Fireworks Festival. While the grandstands offered the closest view of the display, thousands of spectators lining the riverbanks proved that the festive spirit could be enjoyed from every corner of the city. Fueling the FIFA fever more and more, England and Argentina have qualified for the semi-finals of the FIFA World Cup.
This achievement came after defeating Norway and Switzerland in the third and fourth quarter-finals of the tournament, respectively.
Away we go at the iconic Miami Stadium.
The third quarter-final match between England and Norway was held in Miami, USA, with an attendance of 64,000 spectators. Norway scored their first goal in the 36th minute of the match. Subsequently, Jude Bellingham scored a goal for England just a few minutes before and end of the first half. Accordingly, the first half ended with both teams tied at 1-1. Neither team managed to score in the second half, as the regulation time ended in a 1-1 draw rather. Extra time was awarded to decide the winner. During extra time, Jude Bellingham scored the second goal for England. Consequently, England won the match 2-1 and advanced to the semi-finals of the tournament. This marks the fourth time England has reached the semi-finals of the FIFA World Cup. They previously reached this stage in 1966, 1990 and 2018.
This is excellent play from the England fullback, who's done really well, and England have got a penalty.
No foul.
Patrick Berg opens up for the shot on the back of Jude Bellingham's 2 goals. It has finished. Norway 1, England 2. Messi's corner, what a header!
The fourth quarter-final match was played between Argentina and Switzerland. Nearly 70,000 spectators gathered at the stadium in Kansas, USA to watch this match. Argentina scored their first goal in the 10th minute of the match. The Swiss team failed to score any goals in the first half. Thus, the first half concluded with Argentina leading 1-0. In the second half, the Swiss players scored a goal. Accordingly, regulation time ended with both teams tied at 1-1. Extra time was awarded to determine the winner of the match. During extra time, Argentina scored 2 goals. Consequently, they won the match 3-1 and advanced to the semi-finals of the tournament. This is the 6th time Argentina has reached the semi-finals of the World Cup. They also won the championship in the previous FIFA World Cup. Accordingly, the first semi-final match of the tournament is scheduled to be held between France and Spain on the upcoming 14th. The second semi-final match between England and Argentina will be played on the 15th of July.
World champion, right there from Julian Alvarez. And now suddenly Argentina with Almada can seal it. Almada, the save, but the follow-up is in. Lautaro Martinez sends Argentina to the semi-final.
Shifting our focus to women's tennis, Czech player Linda Noskova managed to win the women's singles title at the Wimbledon tennis tournament by defeating fellow Czech player Karolina Muchova in the final match.
Liebe Tennisfreunde, liebe
The final match of the tournament was held yesterday in London, England. This is the first time two Czech players competed against each other in a Wimbledon tennis tournament final. Linda Noskova won the first set 6-2. However, Karolina Muchova managed to win the second set 7-5. The decisive third set of the match was won 6-3 by Linda Noskova once again. Accordingly, winning the match 2-1, Linda Noskova claimed the championship title of the tournament. This is the first time she has won a Grand Slam tennis title in her professional tennis career. Meanwhile, Linda Noskova became the third Czech player to win the Wimbledon tennis tournament women's title within 4 years. It is noteworthy that the Czech Republic had previously won this championship in the years 2023 and 2004 as well.
Linda Noskova übersteht eine der wildesten Achterbahnen.
Auf und ab, ein großes Drama heute auf dem Platz.
Another decisive stage of the IAMI Malaysian Karting Championship was held at the Speedway Karting Racing Track in Kuala Lumpur today. 9-year-old Tanasha Radhala represented Sri Lanka in the junior section during a sharp contest. When she was about to reach the third spot, lost the opportunity due to a mistake by a player from behind. This courageous young player stated that it is a matter of pride for her to represent the motherland at an international level, irrespective of win or defeat. Sri Lankan High Commissioner in Malaysia, Darshana M. Pereira, was at the track throughout the championship to encourage Tanasha. The Commissioner added that it is commendable the manner in which she is balancing sports with education. Her father, Thusra Radhala, and a group of Sri Lankan residents in Malaysia were present to watch the event and to encourage little Tanasha Radhala.
2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2.
And that's all the news we have for you tonight. Join us tomorrow at the same time for the very latest on ChannelEye. I'm Dilajli together with Sanal. Right, signing off. Good night.
Good night.